Welcome to the Firing Squad Podcast, where four guys talk about blazing hot topics that they discuss when no one else is around. No fluff, no bull. They tell it like it is. And now, here is the squad.
Yo, what's going on? We back again. This is Ham.
What up?
Yo.
Yeah, man. We just got finished recording another one, man. So we back at it again. So let's talk about these marriage proposals. Stuff been going crazy on the net. What's up?
Creek, can you explain that I think everybody's probably, because it went viral, right?
Yeah.
It definitely went viral, like in the matter of like 2 or 3 hours. It was all over the place. It was hashtag Forever Duncan. And what it was a couple. I'm not even sure what city they were in. But the gist of it is they've been dating for roughly 9 years.
Jeez.
And I think they went to a hotel or something to that effect. They were just spending some quality time. He asked her whether or not she trusts him. Pretty much the basis of the story is he asked her if she trusts him. She says yeah. So he had her phone for the majority of the day. He started posting stuff like regarding them getting married. Keep in mind, they were only dating at the time. So, like around 12 o'clock, he proposes to her. She says yes. So that pretty much set the scene for everything later on. So he's posting. Keep in mind, she doesn't have her phone. So he's posting stuff on her page through her social media outlets or whatever. And roughly 6 p.m. that evening, she thought she was going somewhere like out to eat or whatever, and she's walking into her own wedding.
Why she had a black dress on though? She thought she had to be going to a funeral.
I don't know this. I'm not sure if she knew she was getting married or not.
Yeah, because it was a surprise. So I think the white dress would have definitely given it away.
So okay, so she thought she was going to some event. He proposed to her earlier that day.
He pretty much, in a nutshell, he threw a surprise wedding. Not a surprise birthday, a surprise wedding he threw for her. And put together, had, all her family was there, all her friends. So it wasn't just like a surprise wedding, we're going to Vegas and we're going to get an annulment. I mean, not an annulment, but we're not going to, go ahead and just randomly just go get hits real quick in Vegas. No, he put together a whole wedding.
So what do you give him on a scale of 1 to 10 for style points, creativity? What do you give him?
I give him a 12.
I mean, you got to keep in mind that they've been dating for 9 years.
So they actually had a real wedding.
A real wedding.
So it's not like
it was a real wedding. Real wedding. It wasn't
no friends, family was there.
Bam, thank you, ma'am.
All dressed up.
Right.
Already.
Everyone knew but her. Everybody knew but her.
All right. So of course that's a really good thing. But now the talk is, dudes are saying that he set the bar too high because now, like, women are going to be expecting that from their man.
Well, I mean, he didn't set the bar too high because, I mean, unless you're going to be a lesbian, you're going to have to get what we give you.
You get what you get when you get it.
Listen, here's my thing.
That's the sound of a weak man.
Bump that. If she has that standard, then you got the wrong one anyway.
Exactly.
So that'd be my red flag.
Right there, exactly.
Because if I should be able to propose to you in the Waffle House, and you should be like, yes, because the bigger picture is that you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. So if you need all those theatrics, then we ain't right. We ain't going to work.
And ironically,
Exactly.
based on what it is you're saying, at the end of the evening after the wedding was finished, they actually posted a video together. Like, I guess they were, this was post-wedding, and they talked about everything. And she was actually saying that, people saying that he set the bar too high. She said no, he did what he had to do. He did what worked for them.
Right, so doesn't do what worked for you.
Right. Everyone's relationship is different. So
and I would be
women out there expecting that they're going to set themselves up for failure.
So so listen, we're all married, so let's kind of tell our stories of how we did it. Mine, first of all, my wife and I dated. We've been married. It's weird because you start forgetting your anniversaries. So we've been together going on 12 years, but we've been married since 2010, so going on 7 years. And so that means I had 5 years in the game. And I felt like I fought the good fight as long as I could. And I felt that I was probably getting, and she'll deny it, but I'm telling you how I felt. So it doesn't matter what she denies or not. I felt like I was getting pressure probably a year to 2 years early. Mm-hmm. And once I started getting pressure, I bought a dog.
Okay.
I bought Bailey.
I got you. Yeah.
So every time I want to get rid of Bailey's ass, I look at her like, yeah, you got me 2 more years. So Bailey got me 2 years. So Bailey got me to 5. And then Christian started putting like, and she, my wife, she talked junk to me. She's like, it's going to be this or I'm out. So I'm doing like, in my mind, I'm like, first of all, I'm just trying to wait the damn tax season. Like, let me get to income tax time so I can buy you a ring. So that's what my motivation is. Like, if she only knew, I'm just trying to get the damn tax season. And then I'm thinking in my mind, like, think about it. We've been together 5 years. So even if you did leave me, that means you're going to have to meet somebody new, which could take the right person a year. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to have to start the whole process over, which is so that means you've added at least, say, 3 years before you get your ring. So,
leverage.
So that was my leverage. And I'm learning it now in negotiation. That would be my my reservation price or my BATNA, like my best alternative. I knew that I had that in the back. I was like, at the end of the day, she ain't about to start over with nobody
5
else.
and 6 months is better than 8 years.
8 years, yeah. You got to start over with somebody else. You better hope that you strike damn goal on the first person you meet.
And everything in it.
Exactly, because if you don't strike goal on the first person you meet after me, then that means you could end up dating people you could go through another 3 to 4 relationships before you find the right person. And then at that point, you're going to settle for somebody because you just going to want to be married. So I knew that going in. So that was part of my thing. I was like, yeah, whatever. I can still wait because she ain't about to leave me. So anyhow, I'm more of a private person. So The Notebook, I couldn't think of that movie the other day. That was it's my wife's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Homeboy Segura, we did some like really like backroom type editing where we had the movie and I did a voiceover over it.
Ah, nice.
So certain parts of the movie, I knew she was like, Lance would never do that. Like they were in the boat, the rose petals, or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I came over and was like, I know you thinking I would never do anything like this. So that was like my own personal touch.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then at the end of it, and I had a T-shirt, the tuxedo T-shirt. So I made sure I was dressed appropriately.
Yeah.
Had like a blazer and a tuxedo T-shirt on. And I think I put on Facebook beforehand. I told homegirl Shell, who's like my sister and Christian's my best friend, our child's godmother. But anyhow, I told Shell, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it tonight. So I know somebody knew it was going to happen, and I'm about to sign my franchise player to a lifetime contract, something like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, it said, like, happily ever after, and will you marry me? And that's how we did it. That's how I did mine. So I didn't want to do anything public because that's just not me. I wish I had the courage to do that. But, yeah, so that was mine. So, Ham, what about you?
I proposed at church.
Yeah, and I was there, and it was awesome too.
Yeah, I got a pretty nice sized church though.
Yep,
about 2,000 people.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, about a good 2,000 people. So I just surprised. We had been dating like a year, but I knew her since ever since college anyway.
Let me tell you how I knew Natalie was the one. Mm-hmm. For one, because right away, you just everybody felt like Natalie's like type where you feel like you've known her forever.
Oh yeah.
So even our first time meet her, and my daughter loved her.
Oh yeah.
I was like went straight to her. I was like, dang, that's it.
Yep. Yeah. So it was just pretty simple. We've been dating like 1 year, and no pressure because I ended up getting married for the first time, but for the last time too. At 35, I think 36 maybe was a proposal. And so at that time, I mean, it wasn't too many more wild oats to be sold or none of that. I already knew what I liked. I knew what I didn't like. I knew what I was sick of. And the best part about her was that when we got together, I wasn't looking for a girl or a girlfriend or anything. You know what I'm saying? So she made me change my whole mind about the situation.
Which is to the point. And Mike, I want to hear yours first, but make sure we go back to that. And the question is, I'm going to go ahead and pose it now, is how do you know when you know? Because I think
that's a good one.
I think with women, sometimes they put pressure and they want us to be ready before we're ready. But with guys, it's literally like you could wake up and it's like, I'm ready. And you can cut everything off. You want to be married, but if you do it beforehand and you rush it, then that's, I think, when you have problems. But let's get back to that.
See, and the reason, and the thing about it is like she just didn't need anything. You see what I'm saying? So everything that I did for her was just stuff, you know, or that she loved was just, you know, stuff that she kind of just like wanted and accepted and enjoyed. Like stable career, you know, happy with herself. You understand what I'm saying? Like didn't need anything from me. So a woman that doesn't need anything from me or really doesn't like ask anything just but for my attention, I'm inclined to give them everything.
And you tricked her into that first date too, which is dope.
Yeah, we had some more people supposed to be coming, but then after they didn't, I was like, I'm not canceling this. Yeah, so I mean, she just like made me want to like be, you know, aggressive and be like, okay, you know, this is
hang up the jersey and the Raptors retire. I mean, that's how you know.
Yeah,
you
this is
right
what I
away.
want because you know, and before we get to Mike too, just like Lance said with the pressure, I had received that from some other ladies like when I was 25, 26, knew I wasn't ready, and I was like, man, you know,
it's not good for anybody.
Yeah, and you know, just being like a Christian or just like a traditional man down south, you know, if you just want to, if you're not into the whole spiritual thing, you know, a man is the head of the household. We make the call, period. That's just how it goes down. So
I remember about your proposal. It was, first of all, it was a lot of people there, and a lot of us were able to see it, which is awesome. And every proposal, I think they're genuinely surprised, but she definitely was surprised. She didn't see it coming.
Oh yeah,
so that was a cool part. And then two, the dude they played "I Can Only Imagine" for about 15 minutes.
Oh yeah,
and they did a really good job, but it was like for 15 minutes.
Yep.
So I remember that.
So Mike, what's the story, man? Helicopter Mets game, you know, halftime of basketball court. What's going on?
No, actually, I'm somewhat of a cautionary tale because some might not know, but I was previously married, so I did have a first marriage in which I made the mistake that some brothers make nowadays, where they think that they're ready but don't know that they're ready.
What was the age?
I was actually 29,
okay.
28,
yeah,
29.
Yeah.
So I was right there, and for me, it's that whole idea of, okay, everyone around you is starting to get married. That can be real, but for me, it was more about, okay, I knew what I wanted, and it just so happened the person I was with at the time, it was like, well, okay, why not?
Why not?
Right, which is terrible, which is a terrible way to think.
Yeah.
So if I'm speaking to any brothers out there, no, that is definitely not what you want to do. That's probably the biggest mistake you can ever make in life.
Yeah, why not is the reason you choose something new on the extra value menu. Not
right. Why not? Why not try this? But fortunately, there was, you know, the marriage was we did divorce, and it was amicable. As far as, you know, she went her way, I went mine. But what that did is that allowed me to know not just myself, but also really know exactly what I wanted in my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and I actually met. Nita and I met in undergrad, and we met was freshman year. She was the one of the baddest chicks on
the yard.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, can I tell a quick story?
Go ahead.
All right, so this is what we used to do, because I can say it now because we're not in undergrad anymore. But everybody had a top 5 on the yard. In fact, if you were interested in joining our fraternity, one of the first questions we would do would ask you, who's your top 5?
Right.
First of all, we wanted to see, like, okay, if you had one of them. Like, you wanted to see if they top 5 was one of yours.
Yeah.
So that was part of it.
Funny.
But Emanita was like in everybody's top 5 for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that she would be retired into the all-time top 5.
Yeah, she would definitely be. She would definitely top 5. And the funny thing is, you would never know it, but she is one of the most humble people you will ever meet in life. And that says I know that says a lot, but extremely humble. But getting back to the original story, freshman year, I was walking out. I was actually holding my books, and it didn't have the same class, but our class was in the same building. So, you know, I was a little bit shorter. Voice wasn't, you know, what it is now. You know, looked a little different. So I'm looking at